I'm honored today to speak with Rudina Seseri, founder and managing partner of Glasswing Ventures. Rudina has nearly 2 decades of experience investing in high growth companies across AI, frontier technology, and enterprise software. Before founding Glasswing, she was a senior manager at Microsoft, leading major transactions and investments. Prior to Microsoft, she was an investment banker in the technology group at Credit Suisse. In addition to her work in venture capital, Radina serves as an executive fellow and entrepreneur in residence at Harvard Business School. She is a distinguished leader in the tech world with many recognitions, including 2024 Top Woman Early Stage Investor in Business Insider's Seed 40 list, a 2024 Tech Power Player 50 by the Boston Globe, and Entrepreneur Magazine's Top 100 Women Entrepreneurs list. She graduated magna cum laude from Wellesley College and holds an MBA from Harvard Business School. Regina, thank you so much for joining me today. So, for the first question to start, could you please talk about your upbringing in Albania and how it has influenced the trajectory of your life and career?
Sure, happy to. And that's a bit of a bigger question than I would have thought at the time that I left Albania. But fundamentally, coming from a different culture and a different background, it's given me the worldview that's broader and with different perspectives, which is, I think, about a venture capitalist in the world that we have to reimagine the future alongside the founders who are actually building that future and disrupting the status quo. That ability to think differently, different language, different culture, different backgrounds, is very enriching. And I think it's absolutely value add to one's life. In addition, I think it's this notion of being an immigrant that in a different country where you have to hustle, you have to figure out how the system works. I came here for high school, figuring out some of the social dynamics of high school to, of course, perhaps even more importantly, the academics and how everything worked. You can see a certain resilience that's much needed when you're working with startups and both supporting the founders or to start with very little or nothing, just an idea and a couple of founders and developing code to building fundamental businesses that are complex, that have revenues, that have customers, etc. So this idea of being agile, but being resilient and being focused and really determined to succeed, it's a characteristic of many immigrants. And I think that's come quite handy in my day to day.
That's so interesting. So, could you share how you first became passionate about the world of venture capital and technology, and what was your path to becoming the founder of Glasswing Ventures?
So, stumbled in technology in many ways. There are many people who woke up and from day one, they wanted to code. That was not me, at least not initially. I went to liberal arts school. I went to Wellesley College, as you shared in your opening notes. And when I graduated, it was 2000, and I went in technology investment banking, and the web had gotten invented, the internet had emerged as a result. And the world was about to go through a huge change. So it was very exciting to do investment banking, but do for this young, world transformative companies. And a few years into that experience, I left the long hours of investment banking behind, but I caught the tech bug, as I like to say. So while in business school, I really wanted to learn more about the insides of the operations of a company, of a tech company. I knew how to do transactions from the investment banking world, but really wanted to get more into that. So I joined Microsoft and in the corporate development group, saw how those companies we got acquired, got integrated, and just in being part of the fabric of a large technology company. And then a few years into that journey, was itching for that early stage and being part of that experience where you're providing capital, but also really becoming an extension to those early stage teams to help them build their businesses and fulfill the vision that they embark upon. Leverage that experience I had at Microsoft in my transaction experience to move over to the venture capital side. And I was part of another VC firm for about 10 years as a partner before actually spinning out to launch Glasswing Ventures. So it was a different pieces of the journey that led me there.
Yeah, that's really interesting. For young women like me who are aspiring to lead in the business world and venture capital, what qualities or skills do you think are essential for success?
So one quality is to know that the sky's truly the limit, even when others tell you that's not the case. Know that the ability and the fortitude and determination matter. Passion matters. So if you want to go into business or into venture capital, don't just go in because it sounds great. Make sure that is your passion because the hours are long, the efforts are long, and you want to be sure that you love it. And that's as much part of your strength as and motivation and increases the likelihood of success. Additionally, ideas are great, but it's even more important to focus on the ability to execute those ideas. And by execution, actually be able to transform them into reality. Who are the people that you're surrounding yourself with? Who are the other team members? Why do they make you better? Why do you make them better? How do you ensure that different people coming together, the sum of each of those individuals is bigger than each individual? And whether one is a technical person, one has a marketing mindset, one is, if you imagine the world from the product, how do all of those come together? And then know that you deserve a place and a seat at the table. And what I mean by that is that you are as deserving as the next guy or gal.
Thank you so much for sharing that. Definitely keep all that in mind. So, you've been involved with Harvard Business School and Wellesley in several roles. How has your experience at these institutions shaped your investment philosophy and leadership style?
So I would say that Wellesley was extremely defining for me as a person. And it goes hand in hand with the question that you just asked, and I addressed around the experiences and what young women should keep in mind.
Mhm.
So Wellesley's mission is to serve and not be served, and to be able to go and change the world. But as you think about that, this empowerment that the Wellesley education, especially as a liberal arts and all women college, has been fundamental to the person that I've become over the years. And then Harvard Business School really helped me cast that sort of experience in the context of business and both in tapping the broader network of HBS, as well as the excellent know-how around business models and different opportunities and frameworks, etc. It's been an edited experience that I would say as a woman in business, probably Wellesley was really defining. Well, honestly, not just in business, but in leadership. And then Harvard gave me the skill sets I needed to actually apply them specifically to business.
Yeah. Thank you for sharing it. That's really interesting, especially for young girls like me who are starting the college journey.
Yeah, let's go.
So, with the AI powered technology companies central to your investment focus, what initially drew you to AI and frontier technology, and how do you see these technologies evolving in the future?
You think about someone like myself who has been doing venture capital investing now for almost 2 decades, as you noted, fundamentally around the 2010 time frame. And so in the world of early stage technology, so really like at the frontier, the rise of AI, even though it was not part of the mass awareness or mass consumers in understanding that AI was emerging. So I feel very fortunate to have had that opportunity to get exposed to AI and fundamentally invest in companies that early that were leveraging AI. In turn, that informed our views and my views around development and looking 10, 15 years to the future and what our markets would look like, and informed the belief that AI was going to 10% globally defined, but at least in the current wave of technology disruption, artificial intelligence was going to transform every facet of our lives, whether our lives as consumers, citizens, or business folks, and business and enterprises broadly. That really, by starting to invest early on, both got to deep into AI and the various breakthroughs and the pace that has only accelerated was early to market with some of the great AI companies that had been in the process of being built. And honestly, I made the mistakes early so I can avoid making them now where AI is exploding. All of that basically helped the view and helped me arrive where I am today, which is to have deep thought leadership and an investment portfolio in AI.
So fascinating. So, the venture capital landscape can be very competitive and fast paced. How do you continue to grow and evolve as a leader in such an ever changing field? And what keeps you motivated and inspired?
It's probably the same motivators and the same reasons why I got in venture capital in the first place, which is I'm curious. I joke that it is young people that keep us young, not age, and that's very true. You learn as much from the deeply experienced entrepreneurs as you learn from the young first-time founders who are courageous to reimagine the future and reimagine it in a different way and many times for the better. From that perspective, that's inspiring. So I would say is the hunger to want to learn more, is the drive to be part of those journeys that transform the world, transform businesses, transform lives, and curious about what could be next. Curious about how a technology could have this application, but also that other application that we might have not previously envisioned. There is that intrinsic motivator, at least at the initial part. And then it's really exciting to see a company go from a couple of founders and a few developers and an idea to a big business. And if you put yourself when you're doing a project where started with a blank piece of paper, a blank screen, and at the end of it, you build a huge project that a great, that was wonderful, it was amazing, and you look back and how rewarding that is. In my world, that's like seeing the companies that you invested grow up and go from two founders, three founders, a couple of developers to thousands of people. It's extremely rewarding.
So cool. Thank you for sharing. You serve on several boards, including M&T Bank and MSC Industrial Supply. What role do you think corporate boards can play in promoting innovation and diversity in leadership?
Important role. So boards of directors and boards in general have more of a governance responsibility. What that means is they really don't run the business day to day. It's an oversight over the enterprise. And I think innovation is part of any company's existence. In many ways, we all have to innovate or we get less behind. And I think that public boards and public companies are no exception to that. Again, it's both this notion of how we embrace change and embrace innovation as a way to advance forward. And that requires that boards be aware of what those innovations look like. So it requires the curiosity and that knowledge to continue to evolve. And it's an important business fundamental for any business that wants to be a long-term company and a long-term successful company. Because, for example, as you see AI and Gen AI, at this point, humans shouldn't have to interact with software in a mechanical, sort of visually confining way. We are now able to interact in a human-like manner. With every business interacts that way, and XYZ business does not, they will be left behind. So it's both a competitive advantage and a disadvantage if you don't, competitive advantage if you are leading with innovation. And if you don't adopt it, you will get left behind. So it's both a prerogative to continue to advance and to remain in business.
Yeah, so interesting. So, as many women face challenges breaking into male dominated industries like tech and venture capital, have you ever experienced bias because of gender and how did you navigate it? And what advice would you give to women and young girls who want to pursue a career in these fields?
So I think citizens and humans face biases all the time, and some are along gender, some are along backgrounds. I think my advice is to basically keep plowing forward. The disbelievers become believers when success comes about, and surround yourself with people who believe in you both to mentor you and sponsor you. By mentor you, people who give you sound advice, who hits on their wisdom and guidance, and sponsor you, people who actually help you advance your career, promote you, give you up, take a leap of faith with you. You need those. So you need those believers as mentors and sponsors to be able to continue to advance. Bias will never go away. I hope it minimizes, but the more we continue to plow forward and surround ourselves with believers and sponsors, the better off we will be. And then we also have to pick and look back as we advance in our careers to pull up other women or other folks of different and diverse backgrounds, because we shouldn't just be recipients of change for the better. We should also be gifters of change. So we'll change agents in both directions.
Thank you for sharing. As a recognized leader in the venture capital world, how do you think the industry can continue to support and uplift women entrepreneurs and
So I
investors?
think we need to invest in women founders. More women founders will bring more diversity to around the management teams, which will mean that we will continue, like I said, to lots of other women and other diverse founders. And then in turn, many of those women will continue to be repeat founders. If a subset will become venture capitalists. So we've got to tackle this from the beginning of the funnel. And honestly, even looking at like computer science and AI majors, and data science majors, you need more and more women into those funnels, and a subset of which will go into large enterprises and they will have their impact there. And another subset will go into startups and then help invest in them. And to be able to do so, we need more open-mindedness around the partnerships and venture capital firms and more diverse compositions there, so we can have a full perspective on the impact that these leaders can have in the businesses that they can build.
So, for students who are interested in business and technology, is there any other advice that you would want to share that can make a meaningful impact in their careers?
So I think not everybody's born to be a founder. Some people are founders, some people are operators and leaders, but just be willing to take risk, particularly when it comes to innovative ideas. It's interesting with grades or with steady state business jobs. It's very hard to take risks. With startups and founding, whether it's a club, you don't have to start in a big scale, but whether it's a club, whether it's some project, I think it's okay to take risks and it's okay to fail and stand back up and learn. So embrace risk, embrace innovation, be willing to sail fast and get right back up on that horse and try again because you will succeed.
This has been such an insightful conversation. Thank you so much, Regina, for taking the time to share your experiences and wisdom with us today. Your journey and your dedication to empowering women in business and technology is truly inspiring. I'm sure our listeners will take away valuable lessons from everything you shared. Thanks again.
Thank you, Avery. I'm looking forward to you having an impact 10, 15 years from now.